What's up, everyone? Welcome to Betamax. My name is Fidel, and joining me on this episode is a longtime friend of mine. He's in bands such as Xibalba, Big Infant, and Tzompantli, who recently released a new single, and I highly suggest everyone checking that out. He is also a part of the Play It Again Man podcast, studies martial arts, and a big movie enthusiast, just like me. But I want everyone to please welcome Jason Brunes.
Welcome.
Betamax.
Where are we at right now? Where are we?
Where are we at right now? We're at my house in Pomona.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this like your practice space or?
Yeah. This is the garage. Pretty much. Yeah. Like as soon as we moved in here, I essentially was like, this is where the drums are going. This is where this is the practice space, workout, area. Yeah. So as you can see,
I know I'm like looking at some of the flyers. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, like
definitely made it mine. I mean that everyone knew that was the deal. So
yeah.
Got a little fridge in here. Chilling.
Fuck yeah. How much time do you spend in here? Would you say?
A good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different for different reasons. I come in here at least every day.
At least every day?
Yeah. I would say I either come in here to work out. Got the punching bag right here. I got the sauna behind you. Or I come in to jam. Practice. Come up with new shit. For my bands. Or I'll just come in here and smoke.
Okay.
But I'll smoke and then do like everything else too.
Yeah.
Or I'll just come in here to smoke and just chill.
Just
listen to music and just like, lock the door and just like hang out.
You have any like complaints from the neighbors or anything?
No, none at all. All my neighbors are really, they're pretty old. At least like the ones on both sides of me.
Yeah.
Directly to my left and right. They're pretty old, so I don't think their hearing, their hearing's not so great. So, and I don't play at
like crazy
late
hours.
Yeah, I play at the decent time. Because I get it now.
Yeah.
When we were kids.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But now I get it. Like people need to go to sleep. People, it's only right. So I try not to play, too late. And not start too early. Like right now it's like I'd probably wait till like 1 or something and start playing at least.
Okay. Yeah.
But nobody's complained. This neighborhood's really chill. There's always parties like on this street or the next street or down the street. Nobody cares.
That's tight. That's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight. So how old were you when you got into drums?
I was 13. Yeah, I was 13.
Yeah.
13. I tried guitar first when I was 12 and then gave up pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. Can you hear me all right?
Right there, yeah. Right there.
All right. Yeah, so that didn't last very long, and then I got in the drums, and it was like almost immediately like the next thing that I wanted to try.
Yeah.
So yeah, started playing, and I think a year later I was in my first band.
Yeah?
Freshman year.
What band was that? Do you remember?
Yeah. That band was hilarious name. I think I had something to do with coming up with the name. We were called Pessimistic by Nature.
Nice.
I haven't said that shit in so long, which is hilarious to say. But now that I say it, it's so shitty. It's so bad. Naughty by nature, pessimistic by nature. Come on, dude. And we were nothing like hip hop influence at all, like whatsoever. Which is really funny that we kind of took that name and ran with it. So funny.
What was it about the drums that like attracted you to it?
I don't know. It's just I think now when I think about it, I think drums always was in my head and like kind of just in me, because even before I got into heavy music or like any music on my own, as everyone does, you listen to what your parents listen to.
Yeah.
And my dad was either listening to salsa, cumbia in the house, which is very drum percussion driven. And then, or it was, like classic rock,
Okay. Yeah.
it was one of the two, or oldies, and one big band in the classic rock genre was CCR.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like he was a huge Creedence fan, loved them, and like I think listening to that stuff and like the salsa stuff and like I didn't care about it then, like when I was 6, 7, whatever. But I remember listening to salsa one day, like, and I was like probably like 5 or something. And I remember just like listening to the music and I remember starting to dance. I just started moving around, and like I can't attribute that to anything but just hearing the rhythm, just like it making sense to me in my head. And I think that really is like, unbeknownst to me, got me into drums, and then like didn't do anything with it until way later, and it was just a natural progression going from trying to learn guitar. And then I was like, oh, but the drums are badass too. And it just like a light went on in my head. And I was like, oh, like, what is this guy doing? Like, this is crazy. Like, and then I started listening to only the drums in every band I listened to at the time, like in junior high.
Yeah.
And like 6th grade, junior high. And then that was it. And I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to do.
Was there any like drummer that you kind of try to like model yourself after?
Early on, no. Early on, it was just like Limp Bizkit was big,
Yeah.
John Otto is still a sick ass drummer.
Yeah.
I seen a video of him yesterday. He's still got it. He's still really good. I wouldn't say I tried to model myself after him, but definitely like would listen to his drums. I was like, man, this guy has rhythm. He has chops. He can play a sick ass beat, but then he can also just play super heavy too.
Yeah.
And then, just other drummers too, like, I forget the drummer's name, but drummer from Rage, of course, I was a huge Green Day fan back then. And I mean, I still love their old records, but Trey Cool is like one of the best drummers in rock, like for sure. And like his drumming blew my mind. Like I was like, early on, like when I heard them, I was like, how's he playing this fast? Like I hadn't heard anything that fast yet. And I was like, how's he playing this fast, man? This is crazy. I was like, I'll never be able to play those drums like that. And so yeah, I wouldn't say like per se a drummer, but I think one drummer that kind of just like gave me like I'd say he was one. Trey Cool was like kind of one that like, gave me some like, I can see there's some stuff I do, that is like kind of a tribute to him, like the way he drummed. For sure, I'd have to say Pete Sandoval from Morbid Angel. Yeah. Even though I can't play nearly as fast as he can, I would say like his use of like odd like drum fills, like odd, timing stuff. Not really odd timing stuff, but just like unorthodox. Type shit. Yeah, and just like learning to use the toms, mixing the toms in a lot, with the double kick and like really trying to mix it up. And then of course another huge influence was Igor Cavalera, of course. And I'm sure there's a bunch other, but those are like some big ones right there.
So how old were you when you met Nate?
Probably 15. Yeah. 16 for sure.
Around that time. And like how soon after that was like the band like an idea?
Well, we had our first band, Out of Heart, when we were still in high school. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I guess roughly the same age.
Yeah. He's his birthday is tomorrow, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I'm in August, so just a few months apart. But yeah, I think we started that band Out of Heart. I think we started, want to say 05, maybe somewhere around there, and we were a band for maybe like a year and change. It started rather quickly. I mean, when we met, like, we just instantly became friends, and we knew a lot of the same people. Like, we both knew Brian already. I'm pretty sure. And then, Yeah, and then that band died, and then Brian's, Time for Change broke up.
Yeah.
And so this was already '06, maybe the beginning of '06, end of '05 maybe. And so that's the time that I always remember. It was a year that I wasn't in a band.
Oh, okay.
Like before and since.
Really?
Yeah.
That's been the longest period.
The longest period I haven't like played in a band.
Oh shit.
Like actively and and that's why it was so weird to me. And because like I said, like I had been playing in bands since I was like 13, so like and steadily like in bands they're like girlfriends in high school. They'd turn over every fucking 2 weeks, It's just like, fuck, these guys don't want to play no more. Oh, what about you guys? Yeah, all right. And so I was used to that. I was just like, oh, okay, like one band's broken up or one band stops, start a new one, And this one was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
And then fucking Brian and Nate, I think, were first talking, and then they're like, yo, we should start something, man. Like, start something heavy, like, something different from both of our bands, you know, completely. And and then they were talking to Little Brian. You know Little Brian, right?
I've met him a couple times, but I don't like know him.
Yeah, and I think they were talking to him, and then somebody else, and then they're like, well, like who we get to play drums, and then I think Nate or Brian was like, well, Jason. I mean, Jason plays drums, like, and it's also kind of like who else? Yeah. So they hit me up, and immediately I was like, yeah, let's do it, and I think later, like mid 06 maybe. I want to say or late 06, we had our first practice.
Yeah.
And I think the first practice we wrote our first song, which was Cursed.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the certain pronunciation of the band that people have?
I don't care anymore.
Did it used to bother you?
Yeah. I used to like not. I wouldn't get pissed, but like it was just like
you're saying it wrong. Come
on.
on.
It's like, come on, dude. Like, get it together. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Now it's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny to me now. Everyone has their own way. I mean, the real way is Xibalba.
Yeah.
With
the
SH
sound.
But people say Xibalba, which is also fine. But whatever.
The colonizers say Xibalba.
Yeah. I've heard every crazy fucking way you could think.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Can I tell you one of my favorites?
Go for it.
Remember the Pharaoh's Den?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
So we were playing there one time, and I was up by the stairs, and that's where they had the table, where you buy the tickets.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be standing there, and this kid walks up. I mean, you can guess what he looked like. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, what time is Xibalba X playing?"
Have you guys ever been a straight edge band?
Never. Never. And I fucking lost it. I was standing right there. I was like, Xibalba X? And then the guy's like, I don't know, we're 7:30, man. It's right here on the the flyer. And he's like, all right, and then walks away. I was like, did you hear that? The guy's like, what? Like, he didn't catch it. I'm like, he called us Xibalba X. Where's the other X? The guy inserted his own X. Like, what the fuck?
Fuck it.
Yeah, we've never been a straight edge band ever. No, never. We've all been straight edge, at different points in our lives. Pretty much the early stage, when they're like, oh, it doesn't count, kind of thing. Yeah. But anyway.
I do remember.
But Brian was straight edge for like fucking 10 plus years.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to bring up, because I remember running into him. I think it was at the Glass House, and I was with Jen, and we ran into him, and then he was like, oh, hey, guess what, man? And I was like, what's up? He's like, I'm not at straight edge anymore. And I was like, I hadn't known him that long at that point. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I didn't even know you were straight edge.
Oh, shit.
So he was just like, oh, damn, for real. He looked a little bummed, to be honest. I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't know. Like, I was like, but like, good for you, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, like but you were straight edge at one point for how long?
Like a year and a half. It was like I think I want to say from like 18 to like 19-ish. Yeah, something like that. So I had always like smoked and like drank before that, and not proud of it, like that I did all that shit, but like early on and like a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
But it was just like what I did, what my friends did, and then getting into like going to more hardcore shows, like I was starting to be like, oh, what's straight edge? Like what's all these kids wearing these X's on their shirts and their hands and stuff. And then me and my friend, so Alfredo, Alfredo.
Yeah, I know Alfredo.
We've been friends since high school. And then my boy Steve, same thing. We kind of just like adopted, we all were like, oh, this is cool. Like, let's do it, like,
Yeah.
and then, and I think Alfredo was straight edge longer than me, but like I did it for like that year and a half, whatever. And it was awesome though. Like I remember that time like so clearly, obviously,
yeah.
It was so fucking fun though, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you were going to shows every Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and just like, it was awesome. Like I'll never forget that shit. But a year later, whatever. And I remember saying to my friend Chris, and I was like, dude, that's it, man. Like, cause he never bought into it. Like,
Yeah.
But he was also never like super into the scene, whatever, like going to shows. Like he'd go every once in a while, but he was kind of like doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And so I would tell him stuff, and he'd tell him about that. He's like, fuck that. Fuck straight edge, and he'd be like lighting a joint, and whatever. And I'm like, nah, dude, like I'm good, man. I'm done, like for life. As I sit here. And so, and he used to be like, fuck that. You'll be back. You'll be back.
You'll be back.
And I remember thinking, dude, even back then, I was like, dude, why are you saying that? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you be like, hey, man,
Good for you.
good for you, man. Like,
Yeah.
But he's like, you'll be back. Don't worry, you'll be back. And I was like, nah, dude, fuck that. And I was almost kind of mad. And that was like early on. So I was like, fuck that. And I went as long as I could until literally I was at a friend's party, and, everyone was sitting there, and I was like, man, give me that bottle. And I just fucking started drinking, and,
The rest is history.
Yeah.
So, besides Xibalba, you're also in a band called Big Infant.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
That came about from reconnecting with my buddy Justin. He's from Riverside. He was in a band. Oh, him and Chris, actually, our singer / guitarist. They were in this band, Young Favorites.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember them.
I remember the name.
Yeah. And I knew them back then. And but then we lost touch, as people do for whatever reason. And I hadn't seen him in like 10 plus years. And then he hit me up on Instagram, and because I had barely made mine like a few years ago. And so he found me, whatever, and then we were talking, and he's like, yo, I work at this bar in downtown. Like, if you're ever in the area, like, come through, man. Like, it'd be cool to see you. And then I happened to be in downtown like the week later, and I was like, yo, I'm in downtown. Like, what's up? And he's like, oh, come through. So I went, and we started talking, and just hit it off again. Like, I had seen him yesterday.
Yeah.
And long story short, fucking, he was like, hey, I got this band with Chris, and, we're looking for drummers. Like, we've, had a couple guys come, but it's nothing, that we're like, super crazy about. Like, you want to try out, like, if you have time, I was like, yeah, like, I'm down. And mind you, I haven't played in another band in probably fucking, like 10 years. Like, I had been in a couple other bands at the same time as Xibalba, like early on.
Yeah.
And then those bands just like kind of withered away. And then there was a point, actually, I'd say 5 years ago, where I was trying to find like side work with bands, and I did that. I did that for one band. It was like a Spanish rock band, but that didn't work out. But I played a few shows with them. It was cool. And then so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm good. I'm just gonna stick to Xibalba. Like, I don't need to worry about anything else. And then that happens, years later. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm kind of down. Like, it's been forever. And then the music's completely different, as you can tell. And so, like, it took me a minute to get on board, but then once I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, I love this shit. And we fucking been a year, like
so.
a little over a year. We've been playing and jamming for like maybe 2 years, and so yeah, it's fucking super cool. I love the band. I love the music. I love the dudes that hanging out with them. They all love to smoke.
Hell yeah.
And that's really what I took a break for a while, and I was kind of coming back into it every once in a while, and then I'm sorry guys, but you guys fucking got me back into smoking weed. I'm gonna blame all of you, all three of you. Oh, and then our homie Matt. Sorry, Matt too is the bass player. Yeah, I blame them.
Yeah. How do you feel like your tolerance is for it? Like, does it take a lot for you to like feel it? Or?
No. But like, I can handle it better. So like I'd say 6 months ago, I would take like 1 hit, 2 hits, I'd be fucking gone. I'd be so high, dude. And especially with them, because they smoke like super strong shit.
Yeah.
Like when we first started jamming, like I would hit the joint one time, dude, and and we would practice for 3 hours, like every time. The whole 3 hours, I'd be fucking lit.
Fuck.
Yeah, because they smoke like super strong shit, and then like it's like dipped in this, and then it's rolled in that, and so yeah, that shit was so strong for me.
Got that Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, exactly. But now, like I'm chilling. Like I'll probably throughout, I'll probably pack a bowl and smoke. It's cool actually too, by the way, to be here in my garage with you and hanging out and doing this. It's kind of crazy.
This is tight.
It's hitting me right now what's happening. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, man, it's a fun band. We put on a good live show, and yeah, we're just trying to just play more. Just
you guys are playing Mosh for Youth pretty soon, right?
Yeah, the 27th of April. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this episode is probably going to be, by the time this episode comes out, that's probably already happened. But
okay.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to that because I might be going to that Mosh for Youth. I've been wanting to go.
Yeah.
Ever since I've seen Mosh for Youth, like the inception of it, I've been wanting to go, but it always ends up being on a day like I have to work.
Yeah.
And then I have to work the next day, so I'm just like, oh. Yeah. And I think this time I'm off the day of, and then the day after. So I'm
sick.
like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It should be cool, man.
Have you met the guy that does it?
I don't think so.
No. Good. It's like he does it for like scholarships, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I don't know who he is either, but I was just wondering.
I know Lucky is a part of it. You know Lucky, right?
Lucky, I don't think so.
I thought you knew him. He's from Pomona.
No, I'm not sure.
I feel like you've met him back in the day.
Probably.
He was part of like that whole Sound and Fury crew, like back in the day when we'd go out to fucking
like the fucking Oxnard,
Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like you met him.
Yeah. I'm terrible with names, so if I see like his face, then maybe yeah.
But yeah, he's a part of it too, and so it's cool to be playing that and helping out with the cause. It's cool.
It's like gradually getting bigger too, which is tight.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So another band. I don't know. Are you like a full-time member of Brian's band, Tzompantli?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like an official member now?
Yeah.
Because I know that's like his like brainchild.
Oh, that's all him. Yeah.
How did you get involved with it?
Very, very relaxed, to be honest. Like, like how we, like the way Xibalba is, it's kind of just like, hey, you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah? No? Okay. It was kind of like that. He hit me up. He's like, hey, can you play the first show coming up? This is probably like a couple weeks out, maybe. He's like, can you jump on percussion and vocals, like backing vocals? I was like, yeah. Like didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, I'm down. And so that was it. And then from that day on, he was just like, hey, like if you could play the show, cool. If not, cool. But I want you to play and be a part of it. I was like, fuck yeah. Like I'm honored,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And yeah. And then I contributed some, little percussion things here and there on the new album, which was cool too that he asked me for that and some vocals, and yeah, it's just rad to be a part of it. It's I feel like it's historic, man. It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Like I was actually listening to the newest single on the way over here, and I was like, man, this is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But that album, that's supposed to be coming out this year, right?
Yeah, in May.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that was that soon.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking tight. I can't wait to hear the whole thing, man. Like it sounds so good.
Crazy.
Like it sounds so good. You're also into martial arts.
Yes.
How long have you been doing that? And what exactly?
12 years, 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
So I would say pretty heavy for the first 10 years. And the last couple years have been very, or the last few years have been kind of just like here and there. But the first, large chunk, I was training pretty often. I was, so my buddy Gilbert, I think you know Gilbert.
Oh yeah. Gilbert.
Yeah.
I love Gilbert.
Shout out to Gilbert, his page, Cooking with Gilbert.
Dude, I'm assuming you've tried his food.
Yeah, it's bomb.
It's bomb, dude.
Yeah. He made a sandwich for Xibalba. He came to our practice.
Yeah, he hit me up to make one for Betamax. So like, I gotta meet up with him so we could work something out with that.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I love that concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I love food, so
same here.
Anything that's you could tie into anything cool, you know, it's always gonna work. But yeah, so me and him have been friends for also a really long time, probably almost as long as I've known Nate and Brian, and he was always like into boxing or like wrestling, and he's always into something. And I knew early on he was into Jeet Kune Do, and you know Jeet Kune Do, right?
Yeah.
So he was into that, and then I remember asking him, I was like, "Oh, do you know of any schools like of anywhere?" He goes, "Nah." He's like, "I just know like the one that people I'm learning from, but it's more like." Like in a garage or like at a park, it's not so much like a place,
Yeah.
So he was learning that shit, and then he came to me and then was like, "Hey, like, you want to learn?" Like one day he asked me, because like I remember almost going to this one place that I found in Orange County, but then I was like, I don't know why, but like I feel like if I want to learn Jeet Kune Do, because obviously huge Bruce Lee fan, like who isn't, and like I've always been a fan of any martial arts, like movies, everything, right?
Yeah.
But like I had never taken formal training ever. I did like Taekwondo when I was like in 4th grade for like a month. And then I did jiu-jitsu when I was 19 for like a month or so. And I stopped going because I got fired from my job at the time. So I was just like, fuck, I can't go. But I remember that. I love that shit. So I was like, oh man, I need to get back into something.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later is when Gilbert hits me up and tells me, hey, like, I can teach you, He's like, if you want to learn. I was like, this is perfect. Like, this just came up, out of the air, and just, I was like, this is how it should happen.
Yeah.
This is how I should learn this stuff, And I did, and he taught me a lot, man. Like, we would meet up at the park like once or twice a week, and for like 2 hours, just fucking just go over shit. Like, he would explain to me, and then it would just be me and him. So I'd be fucking just retaining everything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at learning like that. Like, if you're showing me, like, I'm going to retain it. And I'm going to, especially that, I want to learn that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I'm just downloading all this information and just like so like excited and hungry to learn. That went on for a few years. And he's like, I think I want to introduce you to one of my teachers, one of the guys I learned from. And his name's Steven Rizal. And he basically, like, I started going to his place with Gilbert, and then Gilbert kind of just like phased out, just because he was like, this is who you should be learning from, like this is, So I started training with him for a number of years, and that was more of a class setting with other people. And I learned a ton from him also, and very privileged to have even learned from either of those guys, and the lineage that has, and there's so many people involved, so many great teachers, and just like there's a lot of information to learn, but it's also just very simple information in a way. I don't know if maybe simple is not the right word, but the technique is supposed to be simple.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot to learn, but like what you're doing should be just very minimal and simple, like, direct techniques and direct attacks. And, but also when I was learning that stuff, was always told also to not only rely on that.
Yeah.
This is not the end all be all, you know. You could learn a lot of other stuff too from other people, you know, and like that is what keeps it going. You know, that is what they would say, make your Jeet Kune Do you, like make your version. Like let's say I'm teaching you Jeet Kune Do, but then you're like, hey, but I also want to learn this other Korean art. It's called Hapkido, and it's also a lot of kicking, you know. And that's fine. Do it. But then figure out how to incorporate that Hapkido into this stuff over here that you learn, you know, with me.
Yeah.
And that's your style. No one can take that from you. Like, and that's what makes it cool. And that's what makes it great. And that's literally the whole philosophy. That's essentially like what started, you know, Bruce Lee on that journey of, I know Wing Chun, but I also need to learn boxing.
Yeah.
Like I love what he loves boxing. You know, they say he loved Western boxing. So he's like, I need to learn that shit. And because they're not that different, you know?
Yeah.
If you watch Ip Man, you know, and then you watch a boxer, they're kind of similar.
It's very similar,
There's different movements, you know, but like essentially, you know, it's hand based.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then that's how you get better. That's how you start stringing techniques together. And then you're like, boom, this is something completely original.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what drew me to it, you know, and like I haven't trained with my old teacher in a long time, but you know, I still remember the stuff he's taught me. So I just still try to use it here, you know, in the garage. And then when friends want to learn a little bit of something, like I'll try and, you know, teach them whatever, but I'm by no means like a qualified teacher. I know some stuff that, you know, it's very basic shit, you know, but it's fun to show, you know, and it helps me remember too, which is important. But yeah, I would say I'm just like a lifelong just fan of martial arts, appreciator of martial arts. And yeah, it's something that once you learn it, like you'll never unlearn it. Like you won't be at your peak, right? Ability, but like these movements and techniques you'll remember forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lasting impression, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you still like watching it or into it like I am. You know, I watch movies or I watch movies now and I'm just like, I don't know if that would work right there. Like, and you can't help but judge it, you know? Yeah. But yeah. That's what's kind of fucked me up too.
Kind of took away that enjoyment a little bit.
I'm like, bro, that shit was so weak. Yeah. Dude, you know, one of the big ones? When they choke people out in movies.
Yeah.
And they're out for like a day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that guy would only really be out for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And then he'll be dazed. And then you're gone by then. But he's going to wake up and sound the alarm that like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I know.
Were you able to like incorporate any of that like martial arts training with like drumming? Like, was there any like similarities that you could like recognize at all? Because I mean, I'm not a musician. I tried learning drums when I was like a freshman in high school because I've talked about this before. But my mom, she was a dealer in our neighborhood, and sometimes people didn't have money to buy shit, so they would give her stuff. We were given a drum set. It was a piece of shit drum set. I don't even remember what kind it was, but I was like, all right, fuck yeah, I'll learn. I had it for like a month, and my mom ended up selling it, whatever, you know. But it's a very, for me, at the time it was very difficult just because you have to use every limb, you know, like, and it's kind of like each limb is almost doing its own thing. Yeah. So like, were you able to like attribute anything to martial arts and drums together, or?
I feel like they probably helped. Like each one, influenced the other one and kind of helped with the muscle memory, like you said, and just not really. I mean that's what muscle memory is, right? It's like you're not thinking, but you're not asleep either. Yeah, you know, you're not hyper focused, you know, but you're not fucking. Yeah, you're not. You're in that weird spot in the middle. You know, you kind of have like, you know, they call like if you're doing a technique or you're doing a drill, you kind of want to have what they call a soft focus, and you kind of just like decompress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you just like if you're throwing a punch at me, instead of me being like tensing up, I almost want to be like, I don't even give a fuck that you're throwing a punch at me.
Yeah.
But I'm mindful of everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Like I'm mindful of the way you move your hand, the way you breathe, the way your eye. Maybe you blink your eyes before you throw the punch. Maybe you start to go like this.
Yeah.
Or maybe you go,
yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. But I'm also just being like, but fuck it, here it comes, move, you know, or block, you know, and that's kind of like I guess I would use with drumming is like in a live setting, you try to you're playing, but you're also like mindful of everything else that's going on, you know? And then even sometimes I'll be thinking of shit that's happening in my life at the time in my head that's completely unrelated to what my body is doing.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'll be playing a show and I'll be like, oh fuck, next week I got to take my car to fucking, you know, get an oil change. Oh, I should have done that before I left. Why not do that? Boom, boom, you know, like, or I'm like, oh man, my fucking this or that, you know, like, or something that's bothering me, you know, and like that can happen. And you want to try to not let those thoughts come in too much, but like, I guess there's like a happy medium, you know, where it helps chill you out, you know, or if you fuck up, you know, if I fuck up a part and I do nothing but think about that part the entire song, chances are I'm going to fuck up again. So you got to kind of like be able to just block that out, you know, like, you know, like in like if we're learning, you know, a technique, like, oh, I fucked that up. Who cares? Do it again, you know, do it better this time. Remember why you fucked that up. Don't do it again. Yeah. And not letting you can't let those things get to you. You know, you got to block them out. Boom, block them out, move, you know, and just like keep going forward. And I guess, I don't know if that answers your question, but
no, yeah, that was, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one thing I could think of. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe being a drummer helped me directly being a better martial artist. Cause like I'm in control of my limbs.
A lot of discipline.
Yeah. Like I'm aware of my feet here.
Yeah.
I can move here. Like, you know, there's timing in martial arts too.
Yeah.
You know, just like there is in music and drums. So, yeah.
So you are also a big movie guy, right?
Oh yeah.
And you have a podcast called Play It Again, Man. No, I'm good. Thank you. You have a podcast called Play It Again, Man, and you guys, I'll let you describe what that podcast is.
That is just two guys that have seen movies way too many times and love to talk about them and talk about their favorite scenes. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love like how in depth you guys go into it, because like on here we do talk about movies, but we don't go by a format. It's like you had said, a freestyle. You know, that's basically what we just do.
Yeah, but I kind of like that too, though.
Yeah.
So there's no rules. You just fucking
no rules. Yeah.
Jump here, jump there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I love like how in depth you guys go into it. I like how he like says the cast, what they've been into. Like I love all that shit, because I love hearing that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah. Yes, that was really Steven's, you know, brainchild. You know, it started off with him. And, you know, one night we were drinking and he was just like, dude, I'm going to start a podcast.
Fuck yeah.
And I think I need you to be my co-host. And, you know, or, you know, he would say we're together like equal, but I'm like, no, dude, this is your show. He goes, no, fuck that. It's us. You know, it's both of us. But anyway, that's the thing we still argue about to this day when we're drunk. But, yeah, we just fucking, go into the movie and like, you know, talk about we go linear. We go linear, you know, how the movie plays out. So but yeah, I think one thing we used to do that we don't do anymore is we used to give like facts about the movies.
Yeah.
I used to read like just fun facts that happened during the filming, but we don't do that anymore. But I feel like we should do that, because there's some movies that have some fun lore, you know, like they have some cool lore behind
yeah.
it. Yeah, and people want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to hear that shit. And who decides like what movie is going to be talked about?
We go back and forth.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll put a poll and we'll let people decide.
Yeah.
Or if it's a movie we specifically want to do. Or lately we've been doing this thing because he has guests on too, like friends. Like if I'm not available,
Yeah.
he'll have a friend on and they'll talk about it. But lately we've been doing this thing where we'll pick a movie. One of us will pick a movie that we've seen a lot, and then the other person has maybe seen once or twice. Or, you know, they saw once a fucking long ass time ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they're watching it for the first time.
Yeah.
And we're watching it like we're trying to watch it the same day we record.
Yeah. Just
So
it's
we
fresh.
just go right upstairs and record so it's fresh. And we've done a couple movies like that already. And those I really like because they're movies either I refused to watch because I thought they were so stupid when they came out. And I was like, oh man, I don't even care about this movie. Like 10 years ago, fuck this movie, whatever. And then I'll watch it and then I'll be fucking cracking up the whole time, you know? Like Galaxy Quest. Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
I have actually never seen
Oh,
Galaxy
see?
Quest.
Yeah.
Because I always thought like it looks kind of dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And I had never seen it until this year. And that movie's fucking hilarious.
Yeah?
Super funny, dude. Super funny.
I gotta check it out because I have heard that it is really good.
It is. And I was like, wow, you blew my mind with this one, Steven. He's like, I know, dude. I knew you'd find it funny. And he was like, dude, he told me, he's like, when we're watching it, because, you know, I smoked right before. I was like, I'm going to need to be high to watch this. And he's like, no, I swear it's going to be funny. And then, like, he's like, man, I was really sweating when the movie started. He's like, when the first joke was coming up, he's like, is he gonna laugh? And he was like looking at me, dude. I forget what the first joke was, but I was like, just fucking started cracking up, dude. And he's like, all right, from that one, he's like, I knew we were good. He's like, because the rest of the movie gets even funnier, you know. So yeah, that movie's fucking hilarious.
I gotta check that one out. So. Talked about martial arts, talked about movies.
Oh, actually, real quick, this will come out later, so it doesn't matter. We're doing Kill Bill this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
We're doing Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. Yeah, so it tying into our martial arts, you know.
Oh,
so,
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so.
There's this podcast a friend of mine has called Dogs Fiction Brown, where they do is talk about Quentin Tarantino movies. So I believe they have one on Kill Bill already. Like, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But so we talked about martial arts, talked about movies, and the main reason like we're here today is because I had seen this video of an interview with Gareth Evans, the director of the Raid movies, and they had asked him like what his inspiration like for making these movies were, and he said he loved like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies, specifically Police Story 1 and 2. Ooh. Like he just loved those movies, and he wanted to make something like that, I guess, and when he started making the Raid, he was basically breaking all the rules Jackie Chan had set in those movies on like filming style and like how to film a fight scene, basically. Yeah. But he said he did it, and usually when somebody does that, or maybe I should say what the rules are actually. Yeah. Before I fucking get into it.
Yeah, I was curious too. I was like,
So the way Jackie Chan films is he has the fight scene in one shot. There's no like quick cuts, like just to hide the fact that like the fight isn't good, basically. Yeah. But he has everything in frame in one shot, and like you see everything, and there's no shaky cam. It's all steady. And then so in the Raid, it's all shaky cam. Yeah. It's all shaky, but everything is still in frame. That's like what the difference is with that movie. So we had kind of touched on it on a previous episode, and when I had posted the image for that episode, it was a picture of Jackie Chan, and you had replied to it, and that's where I like came with the idea to do this episode.
Sick.
So you said you recently rewatched Police Story 1 and 2.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched them before this?
Oh fuck, fucking forever ago, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think I had seen Police Story 2 in its entirety.
Yeah, I've never seen it in its entirety until recently.
But the first one I had seen, I don't know, a few years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. But I hadn't seen him that much. Not nearly as much as like, you know, Rumble in the Bronx or like Mr. Nice Guy or you know. So it was fun to rewatch those and relive those because Police Story 2 I think is better than the first one, dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
So because I watched them back to back.
Yeah.
So and I hadn't seen the first one in so long, but it like blew me away just how much it still holds up.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
Especially that beginning, like with the cars coming down the hill.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, dude.
That's one shot too, right?
Yeah.
That's like one chance.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. One chance. And then you have people like getting out of the way. It's just like, holy fuck, dude. Yeah. And like the whole time I'm thinking like, man, his insurance is probably insane.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like running after the bus and
the bus is so so cool.
That is insane. Like what were your thoughts like watching that movie? Like what did you think about all that going on right there?
I mean, it's incredible, man. I mean, he set the standard for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing that shit early on. I mean, American movies weren't going hard like that.
No, they weren't.
You know, it was more explosion, you know, shoot this guy. It was a lot of shooting. You know, shoot this guy, shoot that guy, you know, fucking mow down 20 people, you know. It's like, you know, which I get it because martial arts is not a innate, you know, it's like an American thing. It became it became you had to have it later on. Yeah. But early on, I mean, with the exception of Chuck Norris and, you know, Steven Seagal, but like dudes before that, you know, they looked at Chinese, you know, cinema or like action film cinema, and they're like, oh, we gotta step it up. We gotta, you know, and the guy's doing his own stunts, and he's directing the fucking choreography, and you know, they're just like, dude, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, you still got the big stunts, which is important for any crowd that's watching, you know, but the quality of the fighting scenes is just dude, they go so hard. Yeah. And like they're like what, a couple degrees away from actually hitting each other like full power, you know, like and trying to knock each other out. Like they're full speed. Yeah. And that's the thing in martial arts that if you can do it that like you need to be able to do it that fast. Yeah. Like if you're that good, you should be able to do it that fast and with that much intention and not hit your partner. Yeah. You know? Like, it's fucking crazy. I watch those scenes and I'm just like, dude.
It blew my mind.
If one of those, you know, lands, the guy's going to get hurt for sure. I mean, I'm sure they did, you know? Yeah. But yeah, the stunts are there. The choreography's there. I mean, I'm not paying attention too much to the dialogue, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's really not that necessary. I mean, there's some funny parts. There's a lot of funny parts, of course.
That actually surprised me. I did not remember it being like having that much humor in it. But I was like, you know what? It's Jackie Chan. Like, of course it's going to have some humor in it.
But, yeah, man, I love both those movies. I think part 2, though.
Which one's your favorite fight scene from part 2?
Part 2, I kind of love when he fights the nerdy guy, the Bruce Lee kind of wannabe guy, the deaf mute guy, you know, with the fireworks. 'Cause that guy whoops his ass. Yeah. And I kind of like that. I like that he gets fucked up. Yeah. And he's like, whoa.
He met his match.
Yeah. It's kind of sick. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going into that one, a lot of people like raving about the playground fight scene. It's a good scene. Yeah, yeah. It's a really good scene. Good too, yeah. But yeah, that scene with the deaf mute guy, holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, he whoops his ass all over that warehouse.
Yeah, all over, yeah.
And he's like setting them on fire.
Yeah, dude. That shit. Yeah.
I guess there's a scene in that whole sequence where his girlfriend in the movie, she's like running under like these things that are falling over.
Oh yeah.
Apparently she got hurt for real doing that. Yeah, because like at the end she like kind of ducks and something falls on her. I guess like she legit got hurt doing that. Oh fuck. Yeah, so like they had to hide like her injury, I guess, throughout the rest of the filming because that was like filmed pretty early on.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yeah, that whole sequence is fucking
dude.
Nuts,
it's nuts. And that what about that fall he takes? Oh, dude. Through like it's like feeds grain or whatever it is or something. It's just like different shelves. And he falls like all the different ways down. Dude, that shit is so gnarly, dude.
Like how? Yeah. Like how? I'm just watching like what the fuck, dude. Yeah. And then like That's the second one is the one where he goes down the chute, right?
Yeah.
And then like the bomb comes down.
Yeah, and he's holding on. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, like, it was blowing my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is done, like, steady cam, like, in frame. There's no quick cuts.
Yeah.
Which you see in a lot of, like, action films nowadays. And,
Yeah.
like, they do that to hide the fact that, like, the performer isn't that great.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so Gareth Evans comes out with The Raid, and he's a Welsh director, and the Raid movies are Indonesian.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of, like, odd. Just, like...
Different.
Yeah, it's different. But, man, like... That first Raid movie, like, that movie blew me away.
Blew me away too.
Blew me away, man.
My friend John showed me that.
Yeah?
And he was like, look, I'm going to give you this DVD. I'm not going to say anything. Just make sure you watch it. When you're done, call me.
So what'd you think after watching it the first time?
Shout out to John, my boy John. Dude, fucking mind blown, dude. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I don't know what I just watched.
Yeah.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
And I watched it like 5 more times. Dude, fucking crazy movie. And I didn't know that, you know, when you said that he's a big Bruce Lee fan, totally makes sense. The way that they're going up through the apartment building, like in Game of Death, they're going through the pagoda, all the different levels of people he's fighting.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing that here, but like these people are way worse. And
Dude.
like, it's way crazier. Yeah.
Super violent.
So violent. Yeah.
So violent. And I didn't know, like, the main actor, I'm going to butcher his name. It was like Ika Uwais or something like that. He had teamed up with him before on a movie. I don't remember the name of it. But that's how he got him to be in the Raid.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that first one, the going through the different levels, that hallway fight scene.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's a couple actually hallway fight scenes.
Yeah.
The one where he breaks through the door and brings the guy in. You know which scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit. Like, I even sometimes just watch that on YouTube, just be like, just get that rush, you know, that adrenaline rush. But I'm constantly telling people who like love like martial arts films or action films, and they've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you need to watch it. It's on Netflix, so like, everybody needs to watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people don't like. If you're an action fan, you have to dive into the Asian market of action films, past and present.
Yeah,
because they're still killing it.
Yeah,
like I saw this movie called The Revenger, and I think it's a Korean film, or is it Korean? Yeah, I think it might be Korean. Movie came out, I don't know, 6 years ago. Fucking crazy movie. Like, so, dude, they're like, it's like 20 prisoners or 10 prisoners on an island. And essentially, if you can escape the island, you get your freedom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But every dude on the fucking island is a badass.
Yeah.
Like, top notch fighter, killer, all this shit. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Revenger?
sick. The Revenger, or Revenger or something like that.
I gotta check that shit
Super
out.
cool movie, yeah. There's more that goes on in the storyline. And that's the thing. I think that aspect of action films, you know, the storylines have gotten better, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to, no disrespect, but I feel like some of them lacked that back in the day. Or, I mean, there's a lot of American films too, but a good storyline and super good action is like, I think it's kind of hard to do, you know, like to have both interesting, the dialogue interesting and not just fucking just mundane, just like, where you don't need to pay attention really. I don't know. Like,
so I like that you're saying that because I rewatched, because I have both Raid movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And you had said like you didn't have a chance to watch the second one, but you weren't that big of a fan of it.
Yeah.
What was it about it that you didn't like? Because I rewatched it and I was like, it made me realize like I don't think I like this movie that much either.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember just not being that interested. I remember one of the few fight scenes, or one of the only ones, is when they're in the prison. It's like in the beginning of the movie,
in the mud and all that. Yeah,
that one's cool. But then I kind of just, I don't know. I just was like, I'm good. Like I can't really mention anything else that stands out other than that fight scene.
So I rewatched it and I was like, at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I like that fight scene. I like the fight scene he has with like the girl with the hammers and the guy with the baseball bat.
I don't even remember that.
No, that one. See, like the fight scenes are really good, but then I started thinking about like it as a movie.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? I didn't really like it. Like the story wise, like because he goes to prison because his brother gets killed. So he wants like the guy who did it, like he wants him like on a platter basically. Yeah. But he ends up doing something to get put in prison so he can go like infiltrate the crew that took his brother out. And I kind of got lost in the story. I was like, I don't know what's going on really. Fight scenes are tight, but I don't really know. I can't follow what's going on because it wasn't interesting to me.
Yeah. The first one though, the storyline is awesome.
Yeah.
You're seeing each guy from the SWAT team, you know, kind of changing their mind along the way. Like, you know, like some dudes are still loyal. Some dudes are like, you know, like, fuck this, you know, and this guy's like, oh no, my brother's here, you know, and then like, is my brother a full on gangster or can I still bring him back? You know, that whole shit. And I love that. Yeah. You know, and then finally they team up, you know, and they fucking fight that one dude.
Dude, that guy's nuts.
That guy is so crazy, dude. He's in John Wick 3.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's one of the last dudes who fights John Wick.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
What do you think about those movies?
Bro.
Yeah? Have you seen them all?
All of them. Multiple times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, like
incredible movies, dude.
Yeah, like what they did with that, because I remember when the first one was coming out, and at that time I don't think like action movies like that weren't really like hot, you know. But damn, that one came bursting out,
dude. That one, when I saw the trailer for the first one, I was like, "Are you serious? This looks like the best fucking movie ever, like best action film, dude." Keanu Reeves has what, 20 lines?
Yeah,
in that movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And that world that they built and the story and everything is so fucking cool. And like every other character that's in it, every other actor that's in it is like, fuck, man. And then the best fight scenes, he's doing his own stunts. Really, you know, going back to Jackie Chan shit, you know, like taking a book, you know, taking a page out of his book in that way. Like you have to. Yeah. Like you gotta do your own stunts.
Yeah.
If you really want it to look good.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh, yeah. I think another like franchise that's kind of following that, I don't know if you would agree with me, is Mission Impossible.
I love the Mission Impossible movies.
Tom Cruise doing his own shit.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy. Like I believe it was Fallout, the one with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
That bathroom fight scene.
Yes.
Holy shit.
That one's good. That one's really good.
Holy shit. Like I haven't seen the newest one that came out though.
I haven't seen it either. No.
Yeah, but that bathroom fight scene was like, damn.
He's a scary motherfucker, dude.
For real.
He's so big and just like fast.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you see actors sell these moves,
yeah.
Like I'm honestly shocked because like I'm pretty sure not a lot of them don't have a background in that. Yeah. And they're learning on the fly. They're training, you know, 6 months, whatever, every day. But to learn that, you know, you're also doing control moves, you know, it's like, okay, you're not, you know, but still it looks great, you know, and it's not as easy as people think to make a fight scene look good, you know, and not get hurt. Yeah. And so, yeah, bravo to that. I mean, Tom Cruise is something else, dude.
He's nuts.
So crazy.
He's nuts, dude.
I'm just thinking right now of him on the plane.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Welcome to the movie."
Yeah.
Just fucking goes away on the plane. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah, like
You know why he did that, right?
No.
So I guess Nicole Kidman. I think it was Nicole Kidman. Yeah. She had a thing in the movies. Like before the movie starts, she would have like a scene where she says something. And so,
are you talking about like AMC?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's Nicole Kidman, right?
Yeah, it's Nicole Kidman, yeah.
And so he didn't want that during his movies. So he filmed that. So it goes after hers. So he's like, no, fuck that. I'm going to be the only thing people see before my movie starts. Not you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why he's like, welcome to the movies. And then,
oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
He's fucking nuts, man.
I mean, but hey, if you can do it, if you can do that, like, I see why he did it.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, but, you know. Excuse me.
What would you say are like some of your favorite like martial arts films?
For sure. Well, the first one Still one of the best in my opinion. Enter the Dragon. I know it's a very
I honestly
stock answer, but
that might be the only one I've seen of Bruce Lee's, to be honest.
yeah. That was like one of the first I remember as a kid. My dad was watching it, and it was in the middle of the end when he breaks into the compound.
Yeah.
And then the alarm is off, is sounding, and he's just like, he's making his way. I think it was, so it's when he throws the chair through the headquarters, through the radio room.
Yeah.
Goes in there, hits Morse code, jumps out, grabs the sticks, and then starts fucking everybody up. And then that's when he ends up with the nunchucks. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was walking past my dad watching that movie. He's like, hey, hold on. He's like, come here, watch this real quick. And it was right when he had the nunchucks spread out like this. And then it just starts going off. And I remember I was probably like 8 years old, 9 years old. I was like mouth open, just watching. And then he's like, and then my dad he's seen the movie a million times, but he's reacting to it. Damn! Oh shit! Yeah. He's like, oh, you got that? Look, he hit that motherfucker. Oh shit! And my dad's just like loving it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just like seeing how much he's loving it, and I'm watching what's happening on the TV. I'm just like, damn, this is sick.
Yeah.
And I think that day or later that day, I went in the garage and like grabbed some fucking, I don't know, some whatever in the garage and tried to fucking do that shit. Yeah. And like a lot of people, a lot of people see Bruce Lee, like you're just enamored by this guy, like just doing. And at that time too, it was like there was a lot of martial arts movies, but none like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's still one of my favorites. I've seen his other movies too, Chinese Connection's great, Fist of Fury. Those are all great. But I would say like more contemporary fucking I really love what's that fucking movie I just saw? Not Kickboxer. Bloodsport, it's a silly movie, it's got a silly some funny ass scenes, but the movie, again, as a kid, that movie fucking blow your mind too, And that's essentially like the UFC, right?
Yeah.
It kind of influenced the UFC. That's what the UFC was in the early days. It was like it was like a freak show of dudes just fighting each other, different styles, and seeing who's the best, you know. And we all realized it was jiu-jitsu, but nobody saw that coming. But nobody even knew what the fuck jiu-jitsu was anyway. But what else? What's another movie?
Do you remember Sidekicks?
Sidekicks? No.
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme with the kid from Neverending Story, I think. The main kid from Neverending Story. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the movie at all. I just remember watching it a lot when I was a kid. Yeah. Because I used to watch that one a lot and like Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah.
So, but the cover always sticks out in my mind. They're like wearing like the white suits and doing like the Jean-Claude Van Damme high kick. Yeah. But it's him and the kid, and it says Sidekicks.
Nice. Yeah. No, I haven't heard of that one. Speaking of JCVD, Hard Target. I know it's a very... You know that one?
I know that one.
Oh, shit. Yeah. See, not a lot of people know that one. Yeah. But that one is fucking like one of my favorites of his. Again, watched it very young. I had the VHS, would watch it constantly. I love that movie. Trying to think of like
that one was part of a bundle because like when I was a kid and I would go like to yard sales or swap meet with my mom, she would let me get movies, and I would just get whatever. And Hard Target was one of the ones in a bundle that I got with what was the one with him and Dennis Rodman?
Oh, fucking Double Team,
and then the other one where he has a twin. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that one? It was that one and Universal Soldier.
Oh, it was all Universal Soldier, dude. Yeah. Damn, that was sick, too. Yeah.
But I don't really remember Hard Target. I just remember it being part of that pile that I got.
Hard Target was, he was in New Orleans.
Okay.
He was like a homeless guy in New Orleans, like ex-Green Beret, badass dude. And essentially, like, he gets roped into this group of guys who are hunting homeless people.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then they pay these guys like, hey, this belt has 10 grand, 20 grand. If you can get to the edge of town, it's yours.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be fucking hunting you. Like there's like 10 dudes with automatic weapons.
Yeah.
You know, fucking crossbows and all kinds of shit. This girl comes in looking for her dad, and her dad was the last guy that they hunted. And then she hires Jean-Claude Van Damme essentially to show her around town, and then they get involved with the whole thing, and then they make the mistake of fucking with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then they end up hunting him, but obviously he fucks everybody up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but it's so sick, dude. Once the hunt starts, it's on, dude. He's just like killing dudes in all these different ways. It's badass, dude. Fucking love it. I love that movie so much. Still, you would think I'm like, this movie sucks, but it's like, nah, dude.
Hard target. I gotta hunt that one down because I do want to rewatch that one. Did you watch the new Roadhouse?
I did.
What did you think of it?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, so is the original one, but
yeah,
it was the 80s, so
yeah.
you know, who cares? But yeah, I mean, they did some throwbacks to the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's I probably won't watch it again. I don't really need to watch it twice.
No.
Yeah. Conor McGregor, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, Conor McGregor is just like, dude. I know I get why they put him in the movie.
Yeah.
But man, his scenes are just so cringy, dude. Like,
yeah. So I watched it.
that perpetual smile that he has, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
I enjoyed it though. I did enjoy
Yeah.
it. It is ridiculous. It is a ridiculous movie. It had me laughing a lot.
Yeah.
And but I appreciated it because I loved how they filmed the fight scenes.
Uh-huh.
I loved how everything looked. Like a lot of it was done in frame, and there's a lot of like perspective stuff that I just appreciated that. I was like, damn, I really like the way this looks.
Yeah.
But as far as like the whole story goes, and like it's super cheesy, you
So
know,
cheesy, yeah.
so over the top. But I don't know. I enjoy. I actually watched it twice, like back to back.
Shit.
Yeah,
Dude, but come on. You believe Post Malone
Oh, I know. Yeah,
is fucking dudes up in
Yeah.
some underground fight pit?
yeah. When I saw, I was like, damn, how long ago did they film this? Because he doesn't even look like that anymore.
No.
Yeah, yeah. That was.
I was like, no, dude.
Who do you think should have been in that spot?
Me.
You. Would you ever consider doing something
In a
in a movie?
In a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. I'd be down.
Yeah, nobody's hit you up.
No. I mean, I would be so down to just have 5 seconds
Yeah.
of a fight scene. That'd be awesome. I'll take a fall. Fucking throw me off of fucking something.
Throw me off something.
Yeah. Pay me though.
Make sure it's well padded too. But yeah, I ended up watching it back to back, and just because I loved like how it was filmed, like the
Yeah.
fight scenes, how the fight scenes were filmed. But yeah, it is over the top.
Yeah. No. The original though, I probably watch that movie at least once a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I love that movie, dude. I mean, Patrick Swayze's the man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of his also. I kind of became a fan of his because of my mom,
Yeah,
obviously. She fucking loved him in all the other movies, Ghost, fucking Dirty Dancing, and
when was the last time you watched Ghost?
probably a couple years ago.
I don't remember it being like kind of scary.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I do remember being scared of like the scene when they take Willie Lopez.
Oh,
that scene,
yeah.
that scene always got to me. But
Yeah.
I had rewatched it maybe like a year or so ago, and I was just like, damn, this is kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't remember it being this dark.
I think I saw a post that they remade it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like with the whole new actors and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're going to start doing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just pulling movies out now, just fucking redo. Like,
Redo. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but what was I going to say? Oh, I want to mention this movie real quick. We're talking about like action movies, and it's probably, it came out probably 2010, 2012. It's called Flashpoint.
Flashpoint. Okay, I think I've seen the name.
It's a Chinese film. It's with Donnie Yen, who played Ip Man.
Yeah.
And he plays like a detective, like a hotshot detective or whatever. And can't remember who he's chasing or what the whole thing is, but that movie has a lot of good like classic kung fu, like, you know, Asian style, you know, martial arts, whatever. And then it has some new school shit. Like there's a scene where they go into just like him and the dude are fighting, and they go into like a boxing match. They're just straight up doing boxing. Like they went from like kicking each other, bah, 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 and then out of nowhere he like takes his jacket off and he's like, all right. And then now they're just boxing each other. And then there's another scene where they start wrestling, and he like throws them into like a triangle choke, and they're like doing like MMA like drilling.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's kind of sick that like they realize Flashpoint. Yeah, and they realize, oh, like this shit's real too. Like this shit's a thing now. So like people want to see that now. Like because now if you know like basic jujitsu from just watching it a lot, right? In a fight scene in a 2024 movie, you're like, where's the double leg takedown? Where's the fucking choke? You could have choked him right here. Why are you not choking him? You know, who cares if it doesn't look cool on camera? Like you want to sell a fight scene, you need to fucking make it real.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to stand here and throw a million punches with you? And if I take you down and you have zero defense, I'm just going to choke you unconscious.
Yeah.
Or kill you, you know, or break your arm right here or whatever, you know. And that movie was kind of cognizant of that. And they're doing shit like that. Like he's like choking the guy out with a triangle choke, and the guy like passes out.
Oh, fuck,
you know?
yeah.
And then he like ties him up, you know. It's like that. Yeah, that's what you should do. Don't even punch this guy anymore. Just fucking choke him out. But yeah, anyway, that's a good, more recent action movie that I really like.
Do you know if it's streaming on anything?
I think it was on Max, but I don't know if it is anymore.
No, I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, there's another cool one too. I think he's also in it, Donnie Yen. It's called Kung Fu Killer. It's basically a dude who's like a really good martial artist, and he's going around killing different like martial artists of different schools. But he's beating them to death. Oh, like he shows up to their school or their home and was like, "You're gonna fight me to the death." And the guy's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then the guy just starts fucking him up and beats every guy like to a bloody pulp. And then Donnie Yen's the detective is like, "Who the fuck? These guys are all being beat to death. Who the fuck is doing this?" And it's like this one crazy ass dude who's just like, I'm the best martial artist." And yeah, it's sick.
What was that one called again?
Kung Fu Killer.
Kung Fu Killer.
Yeah.
All right, so Flashpoint, Kung Fu Killer. I definitely want to watch these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of those are badass.
Well, man, you know, I want to say thank you for inviting me into your house and
of course,
talking movies and music and shit with me.
It's on Peacock. Do you have Peacock?
Flashpoint?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have Peacock.
Yeah.
I got like almost all of them. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know, thank you. You know, like sharing your insight, like hearing your insight and stuff is tight. You know, is there anything you want to plug? This will be out, I want to say like first week of May, maybe last week of April.
Okay. No, I just want to say thank you again. You know, having me. It's been fun. I apologize for my voice. I'm like getting over a cold.
Yeah, I have allergies. So
yeah, so
it's fine.
But yeah, man, it's been fun. Anytime I could talk about movies or martial arts, I'm always down. But yeah, I just, you know, Big Infant Music on Instagram. Look out for Tzompantli, the new album coming out in May. I don't know the exact date. Probably should.
Do you know what the name of the album is again?
1 second. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I do have it right here.
I will have links for all this in the bio also, so people could check that shit out. Oh shit, it's raining.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is called Beating the Drums of Ancestral Force is the name of the new album.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, look out for that. And did I say Big Infant already?
Yeah.
And then Xibalba, you know, whatever. We're here. We're still
listen to that new EP.
Still going. Yeah, listen to the EP. Aslan. It's badass.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Thank you to everybody, who supports. And yeah, that's it.
Thanks. Like again, man. Thank you. And I got homework to do now with these movies.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully everybody watches them too. And thank you guys for sticking around.